No, this is Yume Nikki for the PlayStation. This actually works on real hardware. Obviously, I'm not using real hardware. I own a PlayStation over there, but I guess you would have to burn it to a CD and figure out a way of playing it. Maybe I should have tried that, but it's very neat. It's a 3D rendition of Yume Nikki. There have been others that have done similar things, but this seems particularly interesting. I am a fan of Yume Nikki. It was only a year or two ago when I actually first played it. And I remember because I was horribly sick for like a week, maybe more. And I had to stop streaming, and I was very lonely. I was stuck at home. I had nothing to do, no one to talk to. And it sucked. And the first day that I was finally like, okay, I'm still sick, but I feel good enough, I opted to stream. I think it was at the very end of October. And I was like, let's play Yume Nikki, which I had already been planning to. And over the span of 2 days, like 4 hours each, 8 hours to get through, I played all of Yume Nikki, and it was great. And I wonder, it probably helped, thinking about the mood and the themes of Yume Nikki, being home alone, being sick and lonely, stuck inside, which I often am. It probably resonated with me pretty strongly. I remember when I first got to this apartment and it was empty and it was just me. One of the first days here I streamed. But it stuck with me and I like it a lot. There have been times when I kind of want to go back to it. Maybe one day I will. But there's this. There's also just Yume Nikki 3D. There's the sequel, Yume Nikki Dream Diary, which is, mixed. There's Yume Tuki. There's Flow. There's a lot of Yume Nikki, extra stuff, which I am interested in. Maybe one day I'll check them out. I'm cutting myself as clearly a fake fan. You gotta work with me on these things. Sorry. Not everybody is as acquainted with the Nikki that I am. But let's start. My room, get in bed, dream, and wake up. I've avoided seeing most of this, by the way. Which is nice. So I'm trying to find a better way to see the screen with the light. Check characters to get new effects. God, okay, I'm not using a PlayStation controller. I'm using a fucking Switch Pro controller. So if there's button inputs, I won't know. Press X, I think, is down. You know what? This is stupid. Do I have a PlayStation controller nearby? I was going to say, maybe I just bring a controller over and use it as a visual reference. L2. Okay. Save the game at your desk when you wake up. There we go. Interact. Sit. And effect ability. Jump. Jump. Jump! And run. And other controls that I probably should have paid attention to. Whoa. We're just in it. Hello, Marutsuki. Fangamer, by the way, sells an exact replica of this sweater. They just got back in stock. As a lot of their clothes, the ones I actually care about, are always out of stock. What? Nasu. Let's do it. My favorite. It's very neat to see, by the way. I wonder how much... I mean, instead of just making a fan game, you make it on old hardware. One of the things I like about Yume Nikki is that all of its music is composed of relatively short loops, for the most part. Yet it's indelibly, I don't know, catchy, memorable, interesting. All the music sounds great. And they're all composed of very small songs. Yo, guys, it's my favorite, Bird and Bean. It's a little goblin creature. I wonder what it sounds like. So I woke up today and I was just doing voices to myself, as you do. I do it sometimes. And I always wonder if someone looks at me from an outside perspective and they think, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
I don't know what to do. There's a problem.
yeah, stuff like that in the mirror to myself. That's what this guy sounds like, by the way. I don't know why. It's just fun. Like, sometimes you start talking in voices. It's not glossolalia when you start speaking in tongues and people think you're the next, you know, Jesus, but it's close enough. Also, I don't know why. I'm always a big sucker for games and games. Games within games are very fun. Can't do it. Dun, 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 dun. Wonderful. No, select. Which one select? Oh, okay. Bing dong. So, this is how you dress Madot. Oh, I gotta use that D-pad. It's PS1, so there's not gonna be a stick. Can't go outside. Take a seat. Why don't you? Dun, 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 dun. Hello. Weird. Oh, it's like, how do you move? I was like, how do you move the camera? Interesting. Dun, 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 dun. You, me.
You, Nikki.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's real. Yo, we just gotta do a little bit of studying. Get out your pencils, everybody. We gotta start writing shit down. Alright. Simple problem. There we go. 1 plus 1 equals 11. It's very good. Is this about the same guys who made Bloodborne on the PlayStation 1? I don't believe so. As far as I know. I don't believe so. Fine. Yo, get me out of here. Oh, you can spin in the chair. That's right, I forgot. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I mean, this can run on an actual PS1. There's videos of it running on an actual PS1. I am not, because I just downloaded this digitally. I'm running this through DuckStation, the PS1 emulator. It's not real. I'm sorry. PS1 emulator. Sorry to let you know that I'm using, I mean, emulators aren't illegal, so it's fine. I know there's a lot of fog. I guess there's a lot of things with certain backdrops and photographs that are used in this game, which probably would be hard to implement if you, in a game like this. Show the PS1. Okay, fine. Ignore the fact that there's, you know, the wires are there. You can't see them, but the wires are there. It's right there. Trust me, I'm just hiding them. I don't want people to know. Wires are gross looking. But yeah, we have a limited amount of doors in this. Wait, do we? Oh, actually, no. We got the full set, I guess. I am not an expert in Yume Nikki, so if you're asking me which one of these doors goes where, I don't remember. I guess let's go clockwise. No, that does not mean sit. I wouldn't lie. I would never lie. I might tell half-truths, but I would never lie. Okay, so not all of these actually do work. No. You were born anew as a believer, a new believer. That fits. Is this, like, the puddle? What room is this? I wish I knew Yume Nikki better, but I've only ever played through it once. Ah, it's this one. The one that makes me think of, like, a cyber city in the 90s. And there's platforming, which makes this very different. I guess Yume Nikki Dream Diary had this, although I haven't played it. I don't know if it's worth it. Pray to the door god, which one? That's me praying to the door god. Alright, where are we going? So there's only like limited areas to go to. And limited I think you can still get eggs, whatever they're called, the things you can do. I guess the very limited range of view probably helps in a sense, because it feels like the screen is very small in Yume Nikki, so when it loops, you feel hopelessly lost, and you feel like you don't know which way you're going. Like right now, where it's like, where the fuck am I? What's this? Something on the floor. If I turn this off. No, you need that. Let me turn it down. There's a lot of glare from my goddamn light. I'm hoping to alleviate that if possible. Yeah, without a frame of reference, it's very hard to see which way I'm going. Or how fast I'm going. There we go. That you find yourself just hopelessly lost or looping, and it's like, I feel like I'm going different than I loop. And then somehow you just get out of the loop and you're somewhere else, and then that area's looping, and you're just like, how did I get here? What? You know, in my head, I have an idea of how the world is shaped, and it doesn't make any sense. And I like that. It makes it's very fun. Maybe a little claustrophobic, I guess you could call it. If you're in a 2x2 room, you know, and every time you walk forward, the walls move away from you, so you can keep walking and even running without fear of hitting the walls in any direction. Are you still claustrophobic? I know that's not a question. You're in a very small spaced room, but no matter how much you try to reach the walls, they can move out of your way in the direction you're going in. So you can walk, you can run, you can sprint, and you're not actually constrained. You can never touch the walls, but they're there. Are you still claustrophobic? Do you still feel trapped? Hey, a bed. Is this the bed that takes you to, like, fucking Winter Wonder? What is this? Jumps more than a Pokemon protagonist, or most 3D links. I know. How do you do this, like the... Sorry, I've become a crow. Okay, get up. Get up, Madotsuki. What does that even mean? Like, cold window? Snow window? Something like that? Tsuki. Not Suki, but Tsuki. Moon. Moon? Windows? I don't know. I'm trying to... Again, you'd have to see how the name is actually written in kanji to get any idea. Did you have some drugs today, Fun, in preparation for the weirdness of Yume Nikki? Well, I mean, you don't need drugs to enjoy Yume Nikki. I guess you could, like, let's say you took an acid trip and you go to, like, the psychedelic world. Maybe that would cause something, but in the most part, it's a normal game. Of course, my perception of what is and isn't normal might be a little skewed. If that wasn't obvious. According to everyone who knows me, I'm in the freak shit. I am not on drugs. I've never done drug. I mean, I've done drogas in, like, the case of I'm at the doctor and they say, take this. Take this! And they bend me, no. And they give me a little cup and I drink it and it's like, okay. Well, they put a mask on my face and then I lose consciousness and it's very scary. I don't mean in a neat way, but one can still take drugs. No, I don't. Well, why would I need drugs? Well, what could I possibly need them for? A lot of things, probably. It's very hard to see what's... I don't want to just walk in the distance because I won't be able to tell what's near. Near, far, wherever you are. Because the rendering distance is very low. You got drugs today, one that huff and one that's inedible. Congratulations. Just don't do the opposite with them. What if you spray the thing you're supposed to huff into some food and bake it? Then you make food out of it. And then the other one you grind up into little bits of paste and until, like, you put it in a mortar and pestle until it becomes dust, and then you put it in the spray. Um, you roll reverse. But no, I'm normal. I'm completely normal. Huffing heart meds would be weird. Only if you think so. Swallowing an air inhaler is probably a choking problem. Well, only if you like, you know, do it the wrong way. Listen, there's a dude who ate a fucking airplane by piece. Which I guess counts. If you break up anything into small enough pieces and eat it that way, I guess it still counts. It's not like he was taking bites out of an airplane. He had to, like, carefully do it. But he still did it. I can't tell, I can't say he didn't consume an airplane. There's always, when someone says something utterly ridiculous and unbelievable, it's usually there's a reason. Like, it's done in a way that it's okay and safe. It's done in a way like I could do that, theoretically. It wouldn't be pleasant, I suppose, trying to swallow lots of what are ostensibly inedible products. But I could. You summon up a mental image of something very odd, and then you realize, wait, it's not that odd. Are we looping? Also, I don't choke. I have very good control over my throat muscles. That's why I can do the weird... No.
I have to find him. He's my friend. I lost him. My little buddy. He's gone. He's gone. He left away.
Who the hell is this bozo? I don't know. What, the person on the screen? Madotsuki? Or me? I'm the throat goat? Yeah, dude. You ever see the meme where someone's like, he's the throat goat? He could out-throat him any day, and he's like, no, he's not! He is the throat goat! And people arguing on behalf of their respective throat goats. It's, Glizzy Gobbling, I think it was. You know the little package you get inside that say don't eat? What, the silica gel packets? Which are used for, making sure that water doesn't get, like, damaged. It sucks, it's like a water deterrent, right? It sucks it in. That way, they won't get hydrated and moldy. Desiccant is the term. Is this where I started? Okay, first of all, it took me all this time to get back here. My medicine came with a couple of them. I've never seen them in a container like it. Ah. Very fun. Okay, get up. The absolute glizzy goblin king. The goblin. The goblin or the goblin? God, is that why they're called goblins? Because they be goblin? That's amazing. We're learning so much more about the goblin kind. Okay, so... I can show you... These nuts? Yeah, these peanuts, dude. Like George Washington Carver, the peanut farmer. Like, one of our presidents who's like almost... Jimmy Carter. He's not dead, right? Is he dead? Maybe he's dead. He's like 107. He's not 107, but he's like 107. You look at him and you think, man, dude, you should have been dead like 20 years ago. It's really cool that you're not, but he's the peanut guy, right? What do you get to shoot people? Is this the kind of bad Call of Duty game? Oh, you don't get to shoot anybody. Well, okay, murder can happen in Yume Nikki. In one way or another. Let's just say it's more personal. If you've never played Yume Nikki, by the way, I genuinely suggest it. It's free. It's on Steam right now. It was a, shareware title. And it's very, 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 very cool. And I like it a lot. I'm at the park and there's 300 people here. You should feel flattered. You're in public. You're touching grass. You're seeing the sunshine. It's a lovely sunny day outside, and I spent all day yesterday cooking, and now I'm spending my day in a game.
What a loser! You're a loser! You're a goddamn loser!
That's directed at me, by the way. I just have to wander around for 5 minutes and get lost and bored. I guess that's the point. You have to be in the right mood for it. That is the point of the game to a degree, and I dig it. You have to be in the right mindset for Yume Nikki, I think. Again, like I said, when I played it when I was cold and sick and lonely, just hearing the music play and walking around, it was enough for me. It might not be for everybody. Apparently large groups of people can be inspired to touch grass when there's a Pokemon Go event. Listen, sometimes I hang out with my friend every once in a while. She'll invite me to a Pokemon Go event. And we'll just hang out and play Pokemon Go. And it's like, you know, this is like once a year I touch this game. But it's fun to go outside with a group of strangers and, like, go walking around. Oh, something new. Oh, it's the Snow Woman, isn't it? That's right, you teleport me up here. And if I do that again... God damn it! There's a way of doing it. Don't you need to, like, the light or, like, the stop sign or something to get that from her? It's finally cold today. I even turned on my heat just to enjoy the nice 40 degrees. You might need to call men who destroy the hornet nests. Yeah, so it's been cold enough for me already, so. As of late. As of recent. So I've already had the heating on it. Periodically. Gym time? What, to go outside to get strong? What, you think I'm looking... You don't think I'm looking strong? Look, I could tear a phone book in half!
I could do it. I could tear a phone book in half. Yeah, that's right, I could do it. You look at me and you think of me in the mirror and think, man, this guy, I don't know about him. And then he grabbed my phone book and he ripped it in half and he fucking destroyed it.
I could do that. I totally could. It's a very small phone book. They don't make many phone books these days because nobody, you know, uses them. So it's like 3 pages, but I could still do it. And due to the definition of tearing a phone book in half, because it counts, you know, there's no minimum size of book. I can say I did it. It's true. It's not cheating. It's not cheating. It's totally legit. Need to get back into it. I've been slacking. It's just a little bit of effort. I mean, here's the thing. It's honestly easier to gain than to lose. It takes a while to lose what you've gained. And once you work out and gain stuff, your body's like, wait, you've done this before. It actually can be easier to get it back. Where, like, getting to a certain point is difficult, but then getting back into it can be easier. Your body has, like, memory of, like, oh, yeah. Even something like, oh, just get a pull-up bar at home for every once in a while to keep... I have one in my, like, in front of my kitchen, so every time I walk over there, I'll just hang on it or do, like, 1 or 2 or 10 or whatever I'm feeling. The fact that it's always there is, like, enough pressure for me to do it more often than nothing, and it helps. It's not a nest, just one fucker who got trapped there. You can always apply, like... Oh. Hat and scarf. I got my first effect. Look, you were talking about getting cold, and milk it, look. Now we're all nice and warm. Gotta work out, get an exercise back again. I mean, working out is never for weight. It is for general health and wellness, and you feel good about yourself, and you can walk up the stairs without panting, and you can go outside and feel like you're not a drip. It's very good for you, good for your heart, good for everything. You're gonna live long, last long, prosper, whatever, yada yada yada. It's very good. It's not good for it. Okay, I'm not gonna get on my rant about losing weight, but exercise is utterly useless for losing weight. For better or for worse, you're not going to lose calories by working out. It's very ineffective, and at some point it actually, like, negates. They've done studies about how many calories somebody who works out a lot regularly and somebody who works out normally, and it's basically the same. There might be a slight boost if you start working out after you haven't in a while, where you might shed some pounds because your body will be like, I don't know how to do it. And then they get used to it, and it's like, okay, now your body uses the same amount of calories again. Well, yeah, you don't exercise at all, which means for the first, like, month, you might have a big boost, but then it'll level out, and you won't be having any progress anymore. I'm not gonna explain, like, you know, the science of all this, but it's calories in, calories out. You use a lot of calories per day as a human being. By existing. 99% of the calories people burn are from existing. And the tricks of losing weight? Calories in versus calories out. And it does not mean eat less. That just means maybe eat something that stays in your stomach longer so you're not hungry. If you eat something, you could eat like, 10 pounds of popcorn, and it's like, oh, it dissolves in your stomach really slowly because it's a, that kind of a thing. You'll just end up, losing it. Or you'll end up not being very hungry, and then you just won't eat very much because it's like a calorie per popcorn or something. 30 days. I mean, that's good for your heart. Losing weight is good for your heart, but working out is also good for your heart. There's a balance. Obviously. But losing weight and exercising aren't necessarily... They're both good for your heart, but one doesn't give you the other. You have to... Both of them are separate, basically. And it's like, why am I so skinny? When I look at myself and I think, why am I so skinny? I know why. It's because I have like 2 meals a day. One of them is a packet of ramen. I'm like, man, I worry I eat too much. And then I look at my calories and I'm like, okay, I'm clearly not eating enough food. I'm clearly not eating enough food. Like, genuinely, every day for lunch for the past 5 years or something, I've had a packet of ramen. I spice it up. I put, like, spinach in there and an egg, and that gives you some boost. But if that's it's not my first meal of the day and one of the only 2 meals I eat in a day, that and a dinner, it's not a lot. It's really not. Even if it's a really big dinner, that isn't, I need, 2,000 calories? Maybe more if your metabolism is high. Why are we talking about this? Yeah, my dad used to fluctuate weight a lot. He always suffered with weight problems. And recently, for the last year, or maybe 2 years, he finally got it under control. And the trick was, he changed his diet. Permanent diet. Which the word diet initially meant not a temporary change, but a change. An actual change. Where it's like, here's the foods I'm eating. Brown rice instead of white rice. Sticks in your stomach for longer, makes you hungrier, fuller, longer. Which is funny. Brown rice and white rice are the exact same plant, it's just one has a hole on it and one doesn't. Stuff like that. It's like, small changes. Here's the thing about brown rice versus white rice. I used to be like, brown rice doesn't taste as good. It's got, like, floral notes, but it's also just not, like, it's not white rice. At this point, though, I've been eating brown rice for so long, I don't even notice it. I'm like, it's just rice. It's good. I like it. It tastes good. As humans, we have the capacity to get used to anything, I guess. Even the atrocity of eating brown rice instead of white rice for everything. Even, like, fried rice, dude. A vending machine! Again, like, this captures Yume Nikki very well, because I feel like I'm just walking around in circles, and then I find something new, and I'm like, wait, I'm somewhere new. Somehow, I've managed to stumble across somewhere that I didn't anticipate. I'm trying to put on 50 pounds. That's pretty good. Gaining weight's difficult. It can be, anyways. Right now I want to be in terms of weight, but need to build more muscle. I mean, yeah, working out is good. Specific kinds of working out is good for exchanging, one kind of weight for another kind of weight. Not a vending machine, bathroom. So I did not need the in my ear flushing sound. Is there a hand wash? Did you wash your hands? I hope you washed your hands. I really hope you washed your hands. Please tell me you did. It's important to not get sick. I don't know what that sound is meant to convey. I want to go that way, but I want to go this way too. But it's there. Dun, dun, dun. I wonder if these are exactly modeled after the areas in the original. In it, like, where I can see the exact shapes. Because I recognize this, and I feel like this might be out of the original directly. Which would make sense, right? And this. It's different because you can't see the tops of the things I'm looking at. Obviously, Yume Nikki's a top-down game. It makes it very different. Dun, 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 dun. You think I would have gotten tired of this loop this music loop, but I haven't. I just picture, you know, there's a guy in the back of the band room hitting the tubular bells. Dun, dun, dun. And another guy, like, doing the offbeat. If you don't know what tubular bells are, look at them. Look them up, rather. Look at them! Look at the tubular bell! Look! They're tall. They're the tall little pipes you hit with a hammer to make beautiful sounds. They use them in Christmas songs and other songs. The song from The Exorcist that everyone knows is named Tubular Bells, actually. Because they're tubes. Wow! That's totally tubular! Dun, dun. You know, there's a lot of, like, there's a little bit more shading and variety on the Madosuki itself, but all the shapes are just, like, you know, generic colored shape. I guess that's what they were in original. And I'm here like, should I walk away? Oh, yes, I should, because I will find a thing. Dun, 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 dun. Huh? Sorry, I went like that one cat who does, huh? That I fucking hate. Sorry, I'm a hater. All the stupid cat memes, hate them. I don't need, like, spoingy, springus cats. So I remember this. I don't remember if it leads anywhere. This is Yume Nikki, by the way. Anyone who's like, what the fuck, you've just been walking around. That's the game. Hopefully you are aware of that if you're watching this. This is not the only 3D Yume Nikki, by the way. There's another one called 3D Yume Nikki, which I would like to check out as well. I almost wanted to do both today, but I probably wouldn't have had time. And also, I didn't know how long this was going to be. Do I have, like, a double jump? What a stupid question. Come on, do the wall kick! Oh, you have to, like, really time that. There's, like, coyote time. I love how everyone just universally agreed that when you have to, like, walk and fall off an edge, it's called coyote time. Thanks, cartoons. Dun, 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 dun. I don't even know if there are areas that lead to other areas in this, you know what I mean? I'm under the assumption that there are, but I don't know the full extent of what this is. Also, I don't know if I can, like, what's it? What do you pinch your cheek and you get to go back? Okay, there is more. I was talking about it earlier. I did make a pie yesterday. I don't know why I like making pies as my default. Like a meat pie as a food, a dessert pie, like, you know, what most Americans would associate with pie as a pie. The only, like, meat pies Americans are familiar with are, like, pot pies, I guess. Like a chicken pot pie, which is very good, by the way. But it made an apple pie. It ended up being like a cartoonish looking pie because of how tall it was. I've never, like, you don't normally think of pies are like flat at the top, but mine has like a bulging top. Because I ended up making like a little pyramid of apples inside because I had too many apples. Which it looks to me like a cartoon pie, like the kind of pie you would see in a cartoon that they leave on a windowsill that's bulging. It's comedic. There's the bed again. See, at some point in Yume Nikki, you just have to face one direction and just walk and hope that it leads you somewhere else. What shoes do you have on? Just like... It's like those cartoonish red shoes that they sold that were like actual giant plastic foam shoes. that were ridiculously expensive and very silly looking. Here we go. This might have led nowhere, by the way. I might have just looped, but you've got to recognize the shapes. Oh, it's the bathroom again. Okay, so I went diagonal. Now let's go up and down. So now that we're in a new location, let's just go forward and see where it might lead. Where I first saw the snow woman, who like teleported me, there was an area I wanted to check out as well. If she didn't teleport me. And I want to find it again, but it's very hard to find if I don't, like, have her as a guide. Alright, what's, Okay, that's good. I'm glad that there's, like, it works well. It runs relatively well. And there's oddly first-person controls. I would want more field of view or like distance, but I know that would also like it wouldn't ruin the game, but it would influence it. You know, it would be different when you can see more. Hey, I'm looking for a.
Hey, I'm looking for a Seymour. Is there a Seymour Butts in the house?
Great name. Oh yeah, it's me. Hi, my name. It's Seymour. But they call me Mr. Butts.
Oh, alright, got a phone call for you, Seymour.
Oh, thanks. Completely ordinary interaction between two completely ordinary men. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Why would Larry Butts be better? Seymour Butts is a joke because his name is, you know, the word C, like S-E-E, the word more, M-O-R-E, and the word Butts. So, like, can I see more Butts? Versus Larry, what's the pun there? You know, I don't get it. Am I stupid? Am I too dumb? I'm not renowned for my expansive knowledge, but Larry has an actual story. I don't give a shit about Larry's story. Fuck Larry. Sorry, Larry. That was a little rude. I hope you don't. I didn't mean it. I don't know you, man. Larry, I don't know you, pal. I didn't mean it. I kind of want to go back to the middle room, but I don't know if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Fucking speak of the goddamn devil. He's Nick's best friend. I don't know. Is this from a game? Nick, Miles, and Larry. Why do I recognize that name, actually? Is that from fucking, like... It's like Ace Attorney or something. That is Nick. That is Ace Attorney, isn't it? I was like, I know that. I was like, it took me a second. Oh, this area. This one's a quite nice area. So if you're feeling cold, you put the heating on today. It's winter. It might be a good time to go through this world. It's a good thing I got the jacket and the hat. Or hat and scarf, rather. Bingo. Where are they going? Where are they going? Bingo. Should I be somber while playing Yume Nikki? There is a lot of silliness in this game. I take the game seriously, but I can be silly with it too. It's not just horrible depression and isolation and loneliness. There's fun stuff in it as well. It's like life. Well, I was quick to find whatever this is. Nobody's home. I always say it, even in the worst times in life, there's a lot... I was talking to somebody at work about this, actually, and I don't know, they agreed with me. Imagine a scenario where, let's say your car breaks down on the side of the highway, and you pull over it. A tire goes out, right? As you get out of the car, you trip and fall, and you break your phone. And then as you stand up, it immediately just starts raining. Would you not find that funny. Like, if it was just my tire went out, I'd be like, oh, fuck, this sucks. But if you compile a whole bunch of things together all at once, I think the ridiculousness of the situation, like how utterly ridiculous that all these things happened. Hello. I think I would laugh. Whoa. Hello? You want... Do you want a snowman? Can I wake you up? Is that Frisk? Okay, just listen. Just because you only know Undertul. It's okay, I understand. Can I change the pitch? Can I not move the camera? I like how the Z's overlap because you're on a higher layer always. It is fun. But no, in a situation like that, I think I would laugh. Because of how ridiculous is that. It's comical. It's genuinely comical. It's like a slapstick scenario. It's like... It's a joke written by a higher power. Kind of like a conception, a cosmic irony. So I think in this situation, I would still feel like shit. But I think you couldn't help but laugh at the ridiculousness of it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. If it was happened to someone else, it would suck. But I think when it comes to myself, it's shit. It's almost overwhelmingly bad. There is, and yes, the anxiety would be there too. But I think, thinking about it, I can't help but think I would probably find it a little amusing. Maybe even after the fact, even if I was too concerned about not dying on the side of the road. Maybe not on the highway, because that is a more stressful situation. If it just was like... Well... Oh, did my controller die? They were just walking without me. Yo, game. They're just walking. Very quickly, I gotta set up the controller again. I think my controller died. Okay. Oh, come on. Why is stew so nutritional? I don't know. Why the fuck is stew so tasty, dude? I'm going to save. And I'm going to close game. I'm going to reopen it. And assume that... Controller! What the fuck? Come on, come on! Please don't let me go away. Please. The controller's connected. I think the game just broke. Oh no. I might have to go back in. I don't... Oh, God damn it. Do I have to get the effect again? But yeah, yes, it would be very stressful. Let's say it was on a side street. You're not like an actual danger, but it's a very unfortunate situation. I think I could laugh at my own misfortune. And be amused. And be okay. Yep. I know. I kind of wish there was saving in the demo, because that would have helped. But I guess there's not that much. Yeah, I'm assuming I don't have the, yep. Screw it. Let's dive back in. Stew is just delicious. I mean, stew is nutritious because it has a lot of stuff in it. Stew is delicious because it's tasty. Like how in the dream, Marutsuki doesn't own a game console. It's like only in real life. Whoa. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm sorry.
What the hell?
Oh, it's this shit. Hell yeah. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah. This is what everyone's favorite part of Yume Nikki. Are they drinking out of a curly straw or are they vomiting? Thin streams of liquid. That's for you to decide. Having a good time? You do want to call a character Yume or Nikki, but Yume Nikki is Dream Diary. That's what it means. Yume being dream, obviously. I wonder if a boa is actually in here. If you can go to the whatever, the pink cloud sea or whatever the fuck it is. Whoop boop. Whoop boop. Boop boop. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Which one of these did I actually go into? Did I go into this red one? Whoop whoop. Okay, so there's only two available. There's that blue one, and then there's this purple one, which is the Snow World. Whoop whoop. Which I thought so, but I hope there's nothing I need the snow outfit for. I mean, I can't turn into a snowman, unfortunately, but I can still walk around. In circles, too! It's peaceful. It would probably be scary to walk around an abandoned location like this with no sight. Very foggy, wintry, foresty, snowy day, but unrelated. I'm going to his little get-together later today, and I baked an apple pie. I'm also bringing them very nice, lovely cheddar cheese. And I'm not from the Midwest, but I've heard of this thing of putting cheddar cheese on apple pie. And it's like, I'm bringing both. I wonder if I should try it. What is there a saying? A pie without the cheese is like a hug without the squeeze. Something like that. Apparently it's a common thing. Well, not a common, but it's like a thing. Is it, or maybe just northwestern United States, maybe north. I've heard of it before, or maybe I'm getting the area wrong, but I heard it was like a thing of like, yeah, you put your cheese. What the fuck? What? Oh, not available. Midwest is big. It's true. I'm trying to think once. I mean, I don't know if it might not be bad. I don't know about the flavor profile, but I've heard of it. If you look it up, you can look up like apple pie and cheese, cheddar, and you'll see tons of things about it. So yeah, just let a piece of fucking cheese melt on your pie. Don't people from Wisconsin eat raw beef and onion sandwiches? What the fuck are you talking about? Can that be confirmed? Because that doesn't sound pleasant. Also, I realized the two chats can't talk to each other this time. Sorry. Bring cheese balls? Nah, I'm good. Alright, everybody, take a nap. Oh, alright. You know what? It's time to wake up, I think. Where were we? Alright, wandering the winter woods. Cannibal sandwich. It isn't common, but it's a thing we somewhat known for. I don't like the sound of that. I don't want to eat raw beef and onions on a sandwich. Sorry. Maybe that's just me. I'm not sure I've ever seen someone eat it. I've never noticed it on a menu, but I'm hearing about a Wisconsin thing. It's probably easy to find if you look for it. Fair enough. I guess it is real. Cannibal sandwich. Apple and cheese go together. I guess they do. I guess maybe it's me not being used to it. Bring beer like it's water to them. If they drink. But yeah, I've heard the drinking culture is... Did you see something on this? Did you fucking see something? The drink culture is very different in different places. So basically, artist, what you're saying is you have to go out right now and try Cannibal Sandwich and tell me what you think, and then tell me if it's good or not. Ship it directly to my address that I've never shared to anybody. Just find it. Dude, hack my account, find out where I live, and send me an old rusty sandwich. And by the time I get it, I don't know why it's rusty. It's like fucking moldy and rotten and squalid in a box that you didn't even put like packaging in. Why is there this one tree on a hill? Oh, is it? Wait, was this where I just was? Cream puff. You're known about cheese curds, cranberries. Yeah, you're known about beer, you're known for cheese. And you got like a lot of like, was it German influence with stuff like Kringles and whatever's? Just send a sandwich to everyone in America. Why not? Listen, we gotta do like the sandwich thing where every single person in the country gets a sandwich at under the age of a certain number. I mean, some people did that. It used to be a thing of like, it was mandated in the UK that all kids of a certain age got milk in schools and such. And then Maggie Thatcher came, and they called her Maggie Thatcher the Milk Snatcher, and she got very unpopular because she took away the children's milk. Which, like, no shit, that's a stupid idea, but... Dude, bubble wrap a raw sandwich and just fucking shove it in there. Lots of German. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. That probably explains the beer, first of all, but other things, too. Beer, cheese, sausage, the works. Funny, there's a lot of German influence in Texas, but I guess in different ways. There was a huge German population. That's why we have, like, the water park Schlitterbahn. And we get, like, well... Hey. You're normal here. How's it going? You good? Bet you get a sandwich for the deli tomorrow and it's bubble wrap. That'd be great. Depends on what kind of bubble wrap. I love eating plastic with my foods. I already get listen. 97.56% of my balls are plastic full. Microplastics. Every once in a while when I urinate, it's like a 3D printer. It creates a little structure at the bottom, which tells you a lot. So eating a bit more plastic wrap is fine. And then you sell it at the end, and it's reuse. It's the ultimate reuse recycle. For a baseball team, they have some mascot sausages that run on their field. That's wonderful. I'd eat a mascot sausage. A spoon's worth of plastic in our brain is really fucking bad for us. I shouldn't need to say that. That's like the most common sense thing in the world. It's like, did you know that the plastic in your brain's probably not good for you? No shit. But yes, it's obviously very bad for us. The Johnsonville Sausage Race, known as the famous racing sausages, or the sausage race, is a race of sausage mascots held during the middle of the 6th inning at every home game of the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah, that's right, the Brewers. I forgot their name. Also, their names are the Brewers. Does that tell you that gives you an immediate indication of the fucking culture there? Yo, at our Milwaukee Brewers, we've got the fucking sausage race and Polish. I mean, Polish, German, whatever. Yes, you're right. You're completely correct. Bratwurst, Polish sausage, and the Italian sausage. And the Packers. Let's go, Packs. It's funny, it's been so cold recently, but it's only now it's been a little warmer. But it varies, and I wake up cold in the morning. And yesterday and today, I set my alarm, and the alarm woke me up on the right time, but I just spent like another 3 hours sitting in bed. Doing nothing, like looking at Reddit and reading manga. Real slovenly shit. Feels bad. you know, you see like meme images of like an anime person, like in like a filth pit of just like blankets and like chips and shit. It's like, first of all, I don't eat in bed. I never do that. I don't spend a lot of time in my bed. I don't spend a lot of time in my bedroom, to be honest. Which I'm happy about, by the way. All of my stuff is outside. The only thing in my bedroom is pretty much a bed and a little workout thing. So I only go in there to sleep and to change clothes, I suppose. Good division of labor and good division of space. And I don't think I'm ever going to change it. There's not even a TV in my bedroom. But yeah, I woke up and I was like, I don't want to get out of bed. I just sat there for like 3 hours. It doesn't feel good, but listen. I found a manga and I wanted to read every chapter of it. And so I read every chapter of it that existed so far. It was like 40, 50 chapters. And then it was done and I was like, you know what? I should probably get up. It's not, I don't do that every weekend or every day or anything like that. Obviously not. But, for me personally, I've had a very difficult time getting out of bed. Generally speaking, I'll wake up and then I won't leave it. I've always had that problem. I have a hard time getting up in the mornings. I mean, it's not even in the mornings. It's literally any time. Like, I've never been good at getting up. But the first person mode's interesting. But like, it's just rough, man. You get up and it's like, I don't want to get out of here. And I'm not gonna be like reading Marcus Aurelius, who says, "Listen, we're men. We're not meant to get out of bed in the morning." It's like, okay, shut up, Marcus Aurelius. You've been dead for like fucking 10,000, like 2,000 years. Not even. I don't know how old he is. I don't know when he was. I don't know what fucking time like he was from. I mean, for work purposes, I have to. I'll still stay in bed a little longer than I ought to, but I'll still do it. At the very least, I mean, the biggest thing is setting my alarm. As long as I do that, I'm fine to at least wake up. And then at least I'm getting out of bed before noon. Which I know sounds like, oh wow, noon, what a, you know. But that's already good for me. Oh shit. Sorry, sometimes the trees just take a while to spawn in. It's like, what the fuck? Is that the door I started in? Again, I'll say it again. I think this is... It's capturing that looping feeling of you're lost and you stumble across things. And you can try to map it out if I think, okay, is it right from the door? Or let's go like diagonal right from the door. Maybe we'll find something that way. You think it would be easy to track down if it's just a square or a rectangle, but one of my thoughts about this is that I don't think this is a square or a rectangle that I'm looping through. I think it's like an unusually shaped object. Like, imagine you're looping through an... Okay. Let me draw my perception. Just as an idea of basically it's being an unusual shape. Let's say if this was instead of like... Okay. You see this? Imagine this was the room we were in. And I'm the square. Right? If I go up, I'd loop there, right? So if I go up, I end up back down. And go back up again. And you're looping, right? And same thing. If I go left, I'll keep going until I loop back around again, right? Assuming it's a loop. But what about that area here? The only way to get to that spot, this, with the circle, is you have to go left before you loop too far, then go up, and then you're trapped in a different loop cycle. And then when you're up there, you're going left and right, and you're like, fuck, I'm looping. But not in the same location as before, and then you have to go back down to loop in the other space. And again, I'm not saying this is shaped like an L, I'm just saying that I feel sometimes that Yume Nikki isn't shaped like a square or a rectangle, it's shaped differently. Because it's like, I feel like I'm looping, and then I'm suddenly looping in a different location, but it's in the same location. Where like, it doesn't always feel like it, and maybe it is a square, maybe it is a rectangle, maybe this or anything like this doesn't make any sense. But that's almost my perception of how this works, just based on movement. Because otherwise I'm like, I don't know. It should just be logical, right? But I feel like sometimes it loops quicker, sometimes it loops slower. And it's like, does this make sense? What did the map looks like? And I've never looked it up, and maybe I should, but you know, maybe that'll ruin things. There's always a thing of like, as soon as you know how it works, the magic behind it is lost. If I look at a complete map of the game, for a game like this, you know, if I look up like a complete map of Mother 1, which exists, by the way, it's very neat to zoom in and out and see all the different areas. Different. But a game like this, where it's kind of fun to navigate around. And someone looking at instructions how to find specific places, maybe it's different because it's so big. The odds of you stumbling and finding any of these things is unlikely, but look at those arms going back and forth. Oh, it's you again. Can I jump over you? What if we sit like back to back? Is that as close as we can get? Completely normal. Everything's completely normal. Guys, this is how I sit with my buddies. You know? It's completely normal. I would love to see this come to full fruition, though. And I will play more Yume Nikki related stuff. I haven't really thought about it, but like Yume Tuki, which is a fan project, which is just... It's more of a... Like people said, it's more of a museum than a game, with just an excessive amount of places to explore. And that's kind of one where I almost feel like I would want a map, just because there's almost too much for me to ever find out like where I'm going, the interesting stuff. There's also Yume Nikki 3D, which is another short one, which I could probably do. And other fan games like Flow, which only came out like what 2 years after Yume Nikki did, something like that, which is pretty well regarded. What, 2006 maybe? Well, with your dome in their crack or their dome in your crack. The latter. I'm on top. Listen, there's nothing. It's not like their fucking forehead is nestled in the buns. It's just, you know, I'm wearing clothes. With clothes, you know, the sheeting around makes a taut line, so it all looks flat. You don't see the crevasse because there's this fabric over it. Clothes are loose fabric. Not the clothes I wear. I wear jeans, man. Like, that's not stretchy fabric. Unless it's really ill-fitting. Okay, I don't need to hear about the cheeks going full your mouth. It is a different... It's funny, I like looking back at the old VOD of me playing Yume Nikki, but because I was sick, I have like a more nasally and gross sounding voice, and it's really not appealing. I don't remember what effects were even here. There was the Yuki Onna here, wasn't there? So if she is here, I'd like to find her. Maybe I need the hat and gloves. I don't know why, I've always liked the story of the Yuki Onna. You know, it's not too dissimilar from the story of the lady with the blue ribbon, where she always wears a ribbon around her head, and she has her husband, don't ask about the ribbon. One day he pries without her permission because he wants to know, and her head falls off. It's kind of a similar story, where it's about a ancient Japanese story. An old Japanese farmer gets lost in a storm, gets saved by a woman, and she becomes his wife, and she's very cool. Her name is Yuki. which of course is also the word for snow. God, you're freaky. Actually, what is this? You know what? Let me look this up. Because now I'm getting the story wrong. And I don't want to get the story... Because that's worse. Telling a story is terrible if you can't tell it correctly. It's not even a scary story, necessarily. Okay, there's multiple stories of the Yuki Onna. But, yeah, maybe I'm thinking of the Kwaidan. That's probably why. Yeah, she meets the man during a blizzard and spares his life. But, as long as he never tells anybody. Later, he meets a lady called Yuki. And marries him and they fall in love. And eventually, he tells her, after many years, with their children, a story of what happened to him. And of course, it turns out the lady he married is the same woman who saved him. So, she reveals herself to him, but instead of killing him, she leaves. And it's quite sad, because now she's gone. Because he couldn't keep his secret, even to her. Although she should have told him who she was, but you know, it's a mysterious spirit in the snow of a beautiful lady. Cold. Dangerous. Unforgiving. But beautiful, much like winter. Not that I like winter very much, to be honest. I don't. I really don't. You know, I wonder what this mound is for. This mound keeps bothering me. Why is there a mound? Is it purely for visual interest, or... Don't fall asleep here, Madotsuki. If you do, you're gonna fucking die. I don't care how comfy it is. Falling asleep in the snow, you might feel warm and fluffy, but you will live to you'll die to regret it. Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter if you die. You won't regret dying because you'll be dead. Let that be a lesson, young children.
If you die, don't worry about your regrets because you'll be dead anyways. Let it happen.
Don't listen to me for any advice ever in any capacity. I just want you to know that. God, how do I find the door again? I actually want to go see if I can't find the hat and the earmuffs and the scarf. Also, the term earmuff, where does it originate from? Because if you cut off the ear part, never mind. Words, man. We made them up. I feel like I've been stuck in this looping cycle for a while, and I don't know why. Again, what did I say? The loop. The loop never ends. I mean, versus, I mean, I guess earmuffs are just things that cover the ear. They're like they're like headphones, right? I guess I've never had a pair of earmuffs. As opposed to just like a hat. And I've always never been the most, like, wanting to wear winter clothes. Even if it is cold and warrants it. For some reason, I'm just like, no, I don't need to. I'm good. As if I'm like a quitter for, like, wearing winter clothes. That makes no sense. I know that. It's like, no. I'll just tough it out. Despite the fact that I was always a skinny kid and I would become, like, bone chilled. It's a miracle I never got, like, actually injured being out in the cold when it was actually cold. And I was shivering uncontrollably. I got used to it, I guess. I don't know. See, here's the thing about grit. Even if you don't have it, if you're in the situation where you can't do anything else, then you'll do it. Does it make any sense? It doesn't matter how difficult the task is, you have to be like, I gotta use my willpower to get through it. Well, no. If you're in a situation where there's literally no other option, you'll do it. Just put yourself in the situation, and you'll get things done. I guess that's called desperation. That's... Oh, my god, I found you. You're very short. Yuki Onna. I didn't think you were like a little lady. I thought you were like normal sized. Where'd you go? It's called the struggle move. Well, it's more that when you have no other option but to deal with the cards you're dealt, you'll deal with them. Even if that doesn't even mean they have to be that bad. It could be something normal, but I like how they gave you a run in this one. In the actual one, you don't really have a run as far as I'm concerned. You have a bike. You see, now I'm somewhere like new. There's the Yuki-onna, there's different sets of trees. It's like, how the fuck did I get over here? But no, yeah, it's just a thing. Normally, I think you can cause snow to start or stop falling with the Yuki-onna, but I don't know if it works here, or at least in this stage where it's always snowing. And it's funny, there's always these, like, you get all these effects, right, is what they're called. And they just seem to be like little visual things, but they all have different impacts depending on where you use them. You'll find that some of them are all useful. Maybe in one area, maybe in another area, maybe one specific spot in this game with this one specific entity, you can use this effect, and it's like, what the fuck? It adds a lot of little weird bits of depth. Okay, am I ever gonna find the door again? Well, I mean, think about it in the way of, like, let's say you're gonna be late to class. You missed the bus. You have no car. You could walk from off campus to on campus to get to your class in time. If you leave now, you could barely make it. Or you could try and reach out to somebody and say, hey, can you drive me there? But if they can't, and you didn't leave on time, then you wouldn't have made it. What do? You start fucking walking. That's what I did. It happened to me once. It was a paper due that day. I had to get to class. I was desperate to get there. And I was like, I missed the bus. Shit. I probably stayed up all night for that paper or something. And, well, I had to do it. Because I needed that paper in. It was very important to get that paper in. So I just walked off campus to on campus. I was drenched in sweat. It was fucking miserable. I was walking on, like, the side of roads with no sidewalk. Like, partial highways. Yeah, look, it's snowing because I'm in the Yuki-onna. It wouldn't normally snow like this. Okay, now you're quoting something that I don't understand. How desperate.
What would you do to get there?
How much would you be willing to pay in either money or favors? How much would you be willing to pay?
Well, if you're in a desperate situation, you usually don't have anything to pay. Money-wise, at least. Depends on what it is. It depends on what I'm doing, what I want. You're asking a more dramatic version of what would I do for a Klondike bar. If you're in a desperate situation, you'll do anything. Almost. I think that's what some people don't realize. And there's plenty of worse situations than I've ever been in. There was, the guy who created The Tonight Show. In the, I guess however long ago that was at this point. 70, 80 years ago at this point. And I don't know how old he was at the time. He's obviously, he'd survived long. He didn't just make it and keel over. But was it Steve Allen? There's a great, very candid talk he has about, like, being poor. He talks about, the Depression, the Great Depression. And he talks about middle-class America. He talks about the war and the boomers and how, like, all these different generations were impacted by their situations. He talks about, like, there was a period of time when he was, bumming around, and he was young, and he left his house. He had $7, and as he said, $7 lasted me exactly 7 days, and after then, I was absolutely broke. And he mentions that, like, I had no money, I had no food. As soon as you have no money, you have no food, you're immediately starving. And how he almost, you almost immediately turned to begging. And he's like, he made the point of like, you look at other people and you think, well, no, I can never be a beggar. I'd find something, I do something. But he basically made the point of, you don't know how quickly you turn to begging. He said basically like out of a cartoon. Hey, got a quarter, kind of a thing. It's like it was exactly like that in his mind, where it's like you wouldn't think about it, but you would if you're starving. I think he put it, you'll beg your brains out. And then things like, you'll eat garbage. You'll be happy for it. You'll be happy someone gave you garbage, because there'll be like 3 beans in there, and you'll eat the beans, and you'll be thankful that you found a bit of garbage. It's like, well, yeah, it's something you can't imagine, or I can't imagine necessarily, but when in true desperation, you'll do anything. You never know what you're going to do. And then, of course, he talks about how unkind many people were at the situation. Which is obviously quite sad, but... How did I find... So I looked ages for this last time, and I just find this within 2 seconds this time. This area. Oh, fuck! God damn it! And then I walk off the edge. Fucking hell. Motherfucker. No, but I thought it was genuine. He was very candid about it. It was very interesting. Also, I thought it was very funny. He was talking about it during his little, whatever interview he was doing. Where he basically said, yeah, all the white people just fucking looked over me, didn't give me anything. But the nicest people who gave him the most were like, the Mexican Americans and Southwest American. I was like, hell yeah. Giving me pride to my, my people and family and such, living in Texas and the rest. Like, apparently they were always willing to give him something. Even if it wasn't money, it would be like, a tortilla full of beans. And be like, fuck, yes. Or, like, he talked about exchanges he had with people, or another guy would, like, just open his pocket and showed him it was empty, too. And I was, like, basically saying, I'm no better than you are, man. It's interesting. When it's desperation, isn't it? You don't know until it hits you, and then you're like, inconceivable. And I guess maybe people were impacted. One way or another, you're raised by someone who gives you too little, or who can't give you anything. You're raised by people who give you too much. How is the generation underneath going to be affected by that? It's a fascinating idea of how people evolve because of their influences, how they're raised and all that. It was really interesting. For me, it was interesting because it's such a candid talk from a specific period of time where you don't really see that. Dun, 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 dun. So I really do hear the Kill Bill whistle. I really can't. Man, my fucking lips are chapped, dude. Not chapped, but a little dry. It might be like the hour and a half of talking incessantly. Dun, 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 dun. I've heard they're putting that back in theaters as a combined movie. I've seen Kill Bill 1 and Kill Bill 2 once each, ages ago, and I don't particularly remember it very well, so I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I wonder what... I guess these were all in 3D, so they did have depth. Adding depth to a 2D game is always an interesting idea to me, because how do you decide what gets more depth, what gets less? If it's more obviously 3D looking, it's probably easier, but if it's not, you kind of have to just figure out, okay, this should be this high, this should be that high. I'm sure there's no perfect translation, you know what I mean? It's like when they did like tech demos of Breath of the Wild. Nintendo did, and they were like 2D. You can talk about games like Super Pape Mario, where they decide, okay, this is 2D, let's just extrude it, basically. They use the extrude tool in Blender. But even then, there's still some interesting things in how they decided to do what they did. Also, is there fucking nothing over here? Oh, no, there's blocks. Dun, dun. Hey, wait, have I been over here? This doesn't look familiar at all. Where the fuck is this? This feels like there should be a doorway to something in here, you know? And maybe it is, and maybe it's just not finished yet, kind of a thing, but... A weird entranceway surrounded by... Are these blocks floating, or is it just an illusion? I actually thought they were floating. Okay, so this leads actually back here. Again, my goal is to get that other effect that I lost due to game damage. It's like brain damage. Unrelated, by the way. For some reason, my VOD, where I spent like 20 minutes talking about the Steam frame and the GameCube and all the rest, people were just like, big video. Even though I titled it like, a man aimlessly talks about the Steam frame and the Steam machine or whatever. And everyone's like, fuck yeah, I gotta watch that one! Everyone's excited about the aimless rambling that I, you know, the self-entitled aimless rambling. It happens sometimes, you never know. I just thought it was very funny. Oh, there it is. Hit. In Skerf. And even though I've explored this area for ages, I guarantee you there's more spots in here that I haven't found yet still, just because it's like I haven't hit the right loop parameter. Maybe it has to be complete luck. The more you try to make sense of it, the less it'll work in your favor. Maybe the real trick is just to do it at random. Go into the great wide open until something happens. Is this that spot again? Yes, it is. Dun, dun, dun. You know what they could do in this game that I think would work well is like the teleport spots from Mario. Where you just stand on a spot. Yeah, okay, actually. Sorry, has any game done that aside from Mario 64? I never thought about it before, but the idea of like you stand in a specific spot for like a couple of seconds and it just teleports you to somewhere else. It's a cool and a fun idea in a 3D game. What other games do that? Make your own Mario 64 Yume Nikki. I think that already exists. Or something like it. From my official ROM hack. There's also a Petscop 64. Although I don't know very much about Petscop, to be honest. It's one thing I've never delved in too deeply. Maybe I won't teleport you, but you can find loot for doing that. Well, I guess it's close enough. But I'm more of the idea of, like, it's a secret. You find a spot and it teleports you to another location. Or, like, even as an adult, there was one I found only a couple years ago that I saw someone use, and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know that teleport spot was there. I don't know if I still know, to be honest. Final Fantasy 14. Ugh. Sorry, I shouldn't make a disgusted face on a game that I actually don't find disgusting. I just think it's funny. Sounds like an MMO kind of a thing. I almost feel like if you can pay someone to find it, then it's not as fun. And it's not teleporting you either, it's just... Also, is this shadow... Sorry, look at my character. It looks like the shadow that's meant to be underneath me is like... through me? Like I can see my shadow through my clothes kind of a thing. Yeah, I don't think another Mario game's done it. It's very weird. You would have think they would have chosen it. Yeah, my drop shadow was like physically, you know, tangibly showing through my clothes. That's weird. Maybe it's just to make the 3D platforming more visual, but oh, it's these steps that I can't climb. Giant steps. I can't do it. It's like a multi-floor dungeon thing, and you can open chests that will give you thing that will point to where the item is. But technically, every floor has one of these treasures. You can't know where, and there's too many spots to reliably find it. I mean, it's neat hidden treasure, but you also know it's there. And it gives you treasure, and it feels like it's more coordinated. With the Mario 64 ones, it's like, they're not intended, they're not necessarily even that useful. Some are, some aren't. My only thing about the Mario 64 ones, I kind of wish they would take you to hidden spots. Not even spots with anything in it. It could be just coins. I like secrets that aren't necessary or even important. I just want them to be cool. No, it's a good comparison. Since I don't, yeah. Imagine you stand in some secret spot and it takes you to like a cool, you know, plateau with like 100 coins or something, and it just shows you a visual of like the world. And you get a good view, you know, grandstand or like a secret painting. I don't know. Get in the hole. Yeah, this one doesn't have any interactions. We have a Yume Nikki 64 mod, B3313. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna play the Yume Nikki in M64. I've heard of Elise. I don't know. I didn't know if it was finished or full. I know there was some. If you ever look too deeply, you're gonna find like, oh, there's creators of ROMs and mods, and there's drama, and there's fighting, and then they give up, and then things. It's like there's too much, and I don't care. I just want to play the cool stuff that exists. I've heard of it. I think it was one of those on the list that I thought about playing this year for Mario 64 Creepy Mario, which I didn't end up doing. At some point, I'll check it out. Go to sleep and dream again. Oh, the night, now and then. Through all this gloom, through all this gloom, I come anew. There'll be no crying soon. B3313 has been expanded over time, but it is finished to the point. I played it. Have I not beaten it? I have have I put up my old B3313 VODs? I made a video on it on my main channel. I don't know if I have it. I don't know if I have all the VODs on my VOD channel or if I posted maybe some of them. I played it before. I love B3313. I played it more than once. And it's still one where maybe I'd come back to it again just for fun. Because I don't remember most of it, obviously. And it would be fun to go back through and explore again. Okay, right now I want to go back through the door and go back to Winter Wonderland just so I can use like the snowman outfit. If I can find it. Okay, this might be all that's in this, by the way. Which I don't mind too much. It's only an early start. I'm not going to start linking to every sub-area, because there's too many. Which I suppose I could also just check. Oh, there's the door. I was like, where the fuck is it? Sorry, that's the sound the cat makes. Down through all this gloom, come anew. So there's a lot of instructions on how to run this on DuckStation. I didn't read any of it. I didn't at all. I was like, I'm good. Which I probably should have, to be honest, because there might be specific things of like, you should have tried this. I was a fool. Just a quick romp through here again. Yeah. You know the soup commercial from back in the day where you become a snowman and you melt? Look at me. I'm rocking and a rolling snowman. I don't think this will have any impact, but I still felt like it was worth doing. Guys, do you think it's ironic that you put on the hat and you put on the scarf in the Winter Wonderland, and somehow you become even colder and freeze. It's amazing. I feel like I can use the texturing on the ground to help me get around. Because I can, like, choose a direction. If I choose the top of these stones as north, then I know that this is east and south and west, and I can kind of coordinate a little bit better. Campbell's, yeah. And I can strategically land on this hill. In this misty nowhere land. Okay. What? I can't use photo mode with the... Well. See, oh, there we go. It's like I want to zoom out. Also, I want to move to the side. But it doesn't let me do that. Like, I want to be able to, like, move around the character, and that's not available, seemingly. Oh, no, you can. You have to, like... Oh, that's stupid, though. Sorry, when you hear a loop like this, I just can't help but, like, you start putting up a melody around it. You start building up, you start adding your own track, kind of. Can I fly anywhere? Can I? Oh fuck, we got the free roam mode. Oh shit. Yeah, let's find the secrets. It's a little cheap, but it's fine. The debug mode unlocked. The secret camera mode. So basically, this is a mode where we take the camera and we bring it wherever we want. Am I lost? Where the fuck am I now? I don't even see any trees. Have I gotten, like, out of the world or something? I think we've gone too far in a few places. Okay, let's go. I need to... Wait, no. I need to restart. Yeah, pose! I wonder if I went so far that it didn't load everything in time. Yeah, I think if you go too far out, you go to, like, a place that you're not supposed to be, and then it just doesn't load properly. It probably doesn't intend for you to go everywhere. So it might just be in, like, the area that's rendered. It lets you go around in. Which is probably me fucking around when I shouldn't be. And I don't think I can get any higher. As in, like, you're stuck on your vertical plane. Which is fine. That's good. That's a good shot. Seeing the menu transparent like that feels off. Oh, like this? Yeah, I guess that's true. It's fine. We're round. All I wanted was a cool picture of the snowman, but the game didn't let me. It refused. But it refused. Oh, back to you. See, so badly, I want to go in here. Oh, wait, no, there's nothing in here. Wait, this isn't the right one. What I do, you know what? I want to try the debug camera. Not the debug camera, but I want to try the fucked up camera in the other world. Because if they give me a camera mode, I'm going to fuck around with it. You never know what might happen. Also, do you know how much this game would be ruined if you just changed the music? Like, all you gotta do is change what music plays, and this game is... the fucking immersion is ruined. Well, like, I can't even think. What would be the worst... I don't know. See, now I'm imagining, like, if you just put metal music in here instead. What's the worst music to put in instead of the Yume Nikki soundtrack? J-pop. It'd be fine! It would totally feel the same. Start putting in, like, a Vocaloid music, like Falling Snow. Fure. Trust me. Those emotions you don't understand. The edge that I had in middle school would come back to me. Hi, Snow Woman. Do you still think I'm cool now that I'm a big snowman with a big snowman ball? No. Could I subsume this person into myself? Yes, you're inside me now. Oh, never mind. Stay still. Fist bump. You need me and I need you. No looking back. 'Cause we are on the attack. Something like that. Numi-chan. Nandesu ka? Hi. Gal speech. No, we gotta add voice acting to the game. Maybe we add a second character to this game to give us like witty remarks about the area that we're exploring. Hey, Marutsuki. Oh god, it's so cold over here. Maybe you should try using your hat and scarf. Huh. There's a lone tree. That's pretty weird. Wow. None of this stuff makes any sense at all. It's like we're in some kind of dream. Okay, we're all alone. In the cold. At least it's cool. I mean to hear it, but shh. Wow, that's a pretty cool effect, Marutsuki. Every time you get something new. Once you get to the scary parts, it's like, oh my god, run! Instead of you just, you know, I think it would really help the immersion, you know? Maybe that's just me. Add a funny little character. The funnier character we ever had. I think it'll really help. I think it'll really add a lot, you know? To the... What would you even describe the feeling from Yume Nikki? Is it... I guess... does it have a bit of a somber mood? A bit of a strange... melancholic, maybe? There's obviously notes of loneliness and isolation in the game throughout. Also some goofiness, surreal nature, obviously being dreamlike. Again, it comes back to a person like myself who doesn't remember dreaming, much less dreams. People talk about their crazy dreams. No, I don't really have any. Not anymore. Not for a very long time. That sounds sad, and I don't mean it in like, oh, the world's gotten me down. I don't bother dreaming anymore. I just mean it like in a literal sense. I don't dream. Not like, you know, theoretical dreams. We are on the attack. Okay, so let's go back over here. I can't help but feel like there might be secrets. If I do, like, my exploring. Dun, 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 dun. It goes pretty far. I don't think it goes forever. I guess if you go too quickly, the game is still... It's still a PlayStation game, so it still has to load. Yeah, now I'm just blatantly cheating. I'm just, like, fucking floating around. I almost wonder if the looping doesn't work when you're in the camera mode, and that's why it breaks things. Does this look like a cat to anybody? Sorry, what a ridiculous statement, but look at this, like, this purple thing. It's like a tail, and you see 3 legs there, right? And then you see, like, this weird question mark head with, like, an ear at the top and a very long jaw. I guess it could be like an elephant, it could, but my first thought is like a very... It's like a cat. It's a cat. It's a little kitty. It's a little kitty cat. Cat. Dun. Yeah, this is way quicker, man. Did I go over here with these pillars? I don't remember these. I wonder. God, I'm actually very cold right now. Sorry, it hit me. And I was like, wow, I'm really chilly. For some reason. Oh. Oh, that tells me where Onotsuki is. I'm like 50 miles away, but Marutsuki is smiling in my direction. Or maybe not smiling, but giving peace.
I never knew it was that easy to give peace in our time.
Yeah, you just hold up 2 fingers, dude. I mean, what the fuck is the problem? Also, I can just fly through objects if I really want to. Not that there's anything to see, but... Is it odd to say that this inherently, because of its, like, PS1 nature and the fact that you can see the flaws in the 3D, and you can see through objects, somehow makes it feel less real? Does that make any sense? Like, the 2D game, like, it's, you know... It's visually what it looks like. It has its own visual style, its visual graphics. But within the way the game runs and functions, there's no breaks in that. Like, it is exactly what it looks like. But it's in what it looks like. It looks fine. Like, in this case, when I can, like, you know, see the rendering and see the issues with it rendering, makes it feel less real. Or in Yume Nikki, at least it's a realized space, no matter what it looks like. Even if it looks like kid drawings or whatever. Oh, hey! You're still there! Maybe it's like a graphical cohesiveness or something, I don't know. Maybe we can make up a new term. Yeah, if you go too far, too fast, I think it just stops. I don't like ending a stream too early. But we're basically done here, I think. Again, it makes me want to put back Yume Nikki again. I could play Yume Nikki 3D. I think that one is a little bit more extensive, along with being a little older. Yet still being neat. By the way, this is like the only game I have on DuckStation. I think it's this, and a while back I set up Symphony of the Night for at some point when I eventually stream it. Speaking of which, we are done, by the way, with this, for the most part. And I do have other things to do today, but if I close this... I would come back to this, by the way. I would love to come back to this. If it gets any updates. I think it would be quite fun. I just want to see if this still runs after resetting my PC. God, what a good intro. The fucking PlayStation intro is. Does this still run? Holy fuck, Konami. That's your intro? See? Told you. Alright guys, we're playing Symphony of the Night right now. Man, having CD level sound on the PlayStation must have been very cool at the time. We're not doing that. It's much older and kind of takes more liberties. Oh, 3D? I was going to say, because I have, this is the PS1 one, right? Which I just played. I like I said 10 or 15 minutes, and I spent almost 2 hours. Ignore the ROM stuff, whatever. Will you make the whole game? They might return to it and add levels if they have free time. Oh shit, they're hoping to get it remade properly. I don't know if, can you legally do that? Can you like buy and sell a game for an old console? I guess that's fine. There's not like a problem buying and selling a game on an old console, right? I don't know how that quite works, especially emulation-wise, but yeah, there's the footage right there that's proof that it works on a console, a real one. But yeah, I also saw this, and this is older. It looks very good. This one does look really good to me. And even if it takes liberties, it's still a unified, single, standalone game. But like, look at this. It utilizes the sprites, which I think is nice. Arguably a more authentic take. I don't know. But I mean, anything that's not the original is gonna take its own liberties, right? That's inherent. I can't expect anything more. Because if you're gonna just remake it from scratch, it's gonna be the game again, right? It's a fan game, so I guess inherently it's gonna be like, let's do something a little different. Ooh. Like, I can never compare any of these games to actual Yume Nikki, because it's the progenitor, it started it, and it's itself. Same with, like, Yume Tuki. Like, I'm not going to see Yume Tuki as a full sequel to the game. I'm going to see it as its own kind of own thing. If that makes any sense. Mouse controls is weird. Whenever I see the bicycle, I feel like I should be hearing, like, the Earthbound bike music. You know what I'm talking about? This music. Great music that you only hear for a very small amount of time. Sorry, now I'm getting off on tangents. But yeah, I would like to play Yume Nikki 3D. I like to play Flow. I'd like to play a couple of other stuff whenever I get the chance to. Because they seem good and they seem fun. But this recent one, it seemed neat. Whenever I see people make stuff for old consoles, I think that's always really cool, and I was happy to check it out. Short little segment. Not a long stream, but hell, I got shoved today anyways. It was fun. Because if it's not fun, why bother? Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe with Mario, or maybe just with normal stuff. I don't know. I haven't decided. I don't know if I actually have anything to play Mario. Actually, I think I do. Do I? I think I gotta look up something. There might have been something that just came out. But yeah, I'll be back. All right. Have a good day. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.